Honestly, my heart was standing still when I heard that Nikon acquired Red. And now for the first time there's a new Nikon camera out which claims to be like a mini Red. If that's true, we're gonna find out in this video. Coming up. Hi guys, my name is Paul. I'm a German-based cinematographer and this channel is all about filmmaking, gear reviews, but also DaVinci Resolve tutorials. So if that's something that you're interested in, consider subscribe to don't miss any of the upcoming content. First of all, this is more like a first on-hand review since I had the camera only for one day and was shooting like a mini project with it. But in the near future, I will also figure out to compare it to my Red Komodo and to my Red Dragon to see if there's really red color signs in that little camera. So the camera we are talking about is the Nikon ZR, which stands for Z Red. So Nikon is really kicking asses here with this name. And also if you look at the design of the body, it very much resembles the Sony FX3 design. But I personally would say, having shot a few times on the FX3, that the ergonomics and the grip is not as good as on the FX3. Also, as a video focused camera, I was missing like threads on the body, which the FX3 has, which the Z Red doesn't have. But also the grip was still kind of good, but it was not perfect. So I still prefer the FX3. So a cage is definitely necessary. What I really liked is that they have like a 4-inch screen, which is fully articulating. It's also 1000 nits. So this one is really great and also was very accurate. What I found disappointing about the design of the camera is that there is a micro HDMI. Sure, I understand like the point that they have like a big internal screen, but micro HDMI isn't as good, and also there's no anamorphic D-squeeze for now inside the menu. So if you want to shoot anamorphic like we did, you have to use an external monitor and then you have to rely on micro HDMI, which is a pain. So therefore I hope this will be added in the future. Otherwise the monitor was great, but still full-size HDMI would be nice. And also for me personally, I know that's not a deal breaker for all, but a proper timecode input would be great, so there wasn't on this camera. Inside the camera we have a 6K sensor, which is also present in the S1 II and also in the Z6 now. So therefore it's a very new sensor, which has plenty of dynamic range, 15 stops to be accurate. And yeah, it can shoot up to 6K 60 frames per second, also in RAW, we'll talk about that later in a second, and also 4K 120 RAW, which is cool. A little disappointing here is that it is 16:9, so there's no open gate just yet, and I will keep my fingers crossed if that will come in the camera in the near future. One thing that is also really great, this camera is able to record 32-bit float audio internally, so that is a great update. But now to the biggest point, or to the biggest elephant in the room, is the recording format or the recording options that you have. This is really amazing, I have to say. You can record Red RAW, which is 12-bit, not 16-bit, and it's named R3D-NE, so maybe Nikon edition, I don't know. And it's 12-bit instead of 16-bit. Then they have NRAW, which is the Nikon RAW, which we all know by now. And then we have normal H.265, H.265 options. And from my experience, when I was shooting in a camera and when I was looking at the footage and I was working with the footage, it instantly felt to me like red. So as Nikon claims, there's really red color signs in the camera, and this is a really big deal. And for anyone who is shooting on big red cameras for years, this is a perfect little small new crash camera or a B or C camera. So no questions about that. So this is great, and I didn't feel a difference between the 12-bit and the 16-bit that I have in my other red cameras. So personally, I haven't pushed the footage too much, to be honest, but right out of the bat it felt and looked like red color signs, to be honest. And we also did a really quick comparison here between the S1 Mark II, the Nikon ZR and the Komodo, and you can definitely see that the S1 Mark II is definitely the outlier here, which looks completely different in the other cameras. The Komodo and the ZR look instantly almost the same. So I have to do some further testing. Of course, there was just a quick test shot, but that already looks really promising. But when having such a small little camera, there's also the concern about overheating, and there's no fan inside the camera. It has like a heat dissipating structure or something like that, which allows the camera to continuously recording for 125 minutes. That is what Nikon said. We were shooting like for 2 to 3 hours outside, and it was really hot that day, but we didn't have any issues, and I was shooting like 6K 24 and 6K 60. No issues about that. And also, as we know from Nikon, they have also pretty reliable autofocus, so that's also then finally kind of a red camera with good autofocus. Also for the price, 2,500 body only is a really great deal. I will say that I need to test this camera further to really find out some perks and everything like that. But first impression, the camera was great, and for handheld shooting needed to be rigged out, of course. But other than that, I think this is a step in an interesting direction from Nikon. So tell me in the comments below what you think about this camera. And if you have any further questions, you know the game, then just drop them in the comments below. And also please tell me if you want to see any specific shooting situations that I should cover in my comparison between the Dragon and the Komodo. So, see you guys in the next one. Cheers.